What's going on, guys? This is part 1 of my fall 2019 One Shepherd trip, which will cover the situational training exercise, or STX. This semester's STX curriculum would focus on area defense, deliberate attack, and screen operations. If you have no idea what One Shepherd is, please refer to my previous videos about it. Day 1 of the STX starts how most days start at One Shepherd, and that's with a little bit of PT followed by morning chow. After that, the students were given a period of instruction over area defense by Dr. Chris Larson, who is one of the founding members of the One Shepherd Leadership Institute.
Time and place. It can mass for time and place. The defense cannot mass at a time and place. An area defense spreads its resources across those four hands and then leans in. And you've got to manage that. I know, not as fun, not as dynamic. So, it depends. Mission, enemy, time, troops available. What do I say?
Terrain.
Yeah, terrain and civilians on the battlefield. Okay. Mission, enemy, time, troops, terrain, and civilians on the battlefield. Sometimes called column. So, what's my mission? What's the enemy doing? How many troops do I have? What's my force, combat force? How much time do I have? What does the terrain and weather look like? What are the conditions we're going out in? And are there like innocent non-combatants in the battle space that I need to be aware of? Or are we in a free fire zone? What's going on here? Okay. Okoka is specifically to terrain. So you see that T?
Following the class, it was time for a little practical application. Students were led out to the training area where they began to get hands-on experience in building fighting positions and setting in the defense.
That's economy of labor. You learn to do it more efficient, right? So that's what that means. There's another axiom for grunts, and that is continue to improve your position. And I've taken that with me all my life because I find that that's true. You get a new job, you continue to improve your condition, your position. Continue to improve your position. You make connections, you network, right? You get promoted. You buy a house. You continue to remodel it. You expand it if you need to. You paint it. You take care of it. You do the same thing with a fighting position. A shell scrape eventually becomes overhead cover. Dug in. And once you do that, you run commo wire in a little commo trench. And then you dig the commo trench out deeper and deeper and deeper until it becomes a full trench. Mother Nature has done that for us. Look what we're looking at. Let's start assessing some of this. What are some of, there's the bad guys out there. What are some of the advantages of this position? If that is our CP, and it's going to be on our lazy W, right? Our lazy W. What are some of the advantages of this position?
Well concealed.
What was that?
It's well concealed.
Yeah, well concealed. Aren't going to see that until you're almost
The
stepping
enemy
on
has to cross a field before they get to us, and then there's a creek even then after that.
Yeah, there's like a good line of sight all around.
Good line of sight all the way around. We can chop down those weeds, and we can do it so it's conspicuous or inconspicuous, but we could cut that down and he could shoot clear to the other side, hundreds of meters from here. So if you look through there, you'll see that it does have a view of the open field, but of course with the vegetation being that high, we have the option, if we were going to use that as a machine gun, we'd have to go in clear space so you can see it. But anyway, those who haven't, by all means, go ahead and stick your head in there. It's definitely worth it a look. A little bit of show and tell on it. Facing this way.
The students are also shown an example of an ideal fighting position. It provides good fields of fire along with protection and overhead cover.
That's all later on?
Oh yeah, that's just summer growth. Summer
Well,
growth.
we actually did put some vegetation on top, but it took root. So, yeah,
Which is kind of what you want.
that's what you want.
I am noticing that a lot of the vegetation is dead on top of it.
Something,
Is there room for another in there?
Yeah, it should be 3.
There's always room for one more.
All right, guys. If you've had a look, come on down here. Come on down here to the creek bed. Stretch it out right here. Down in the creek bed.
Students are then put to work building their respective fighting positions. To ensure that all students get experience in all aspects of priorities of work, A round robin is set up so that the students can cycle through all the different tasks in establishing their defense.
Tracing them.
Switch rails and pop it on.
Gotcha. I guess that makes sense.
For the miles wheel. He told me the angle would actually gone.
You guys do
Two more.
Alright. So again, we're gonna test as we go.
Right. So we'll be lazy on that. We'll run the wire back to the CP.
Don't make the man work alone.
Is Gabe just gonna be working? Okay then. I thought. Yep. But this could still use some users. Oh. Copy. All right. Good.
For this training evolution, this plastic fence is set up as notional concertina wire. This would all come into play later when the students are actually tasked with both defending and assaulting this place later in the training.
That's good enough. As long as we can get top attention. Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, we'll work on clearing bus. The next, we're gonna try to clear a spot right here. So that way from the post up. So that way from the post up there, they're able to fire on this position because it's like a natural funnel point. They work their way down the wire. They come through here. Hey, this is great. You guys saw like a trip wire or something there. They chip it off. We'll see them coming. Go light them up. Kind of deal. And we also got fire position 4 there. We'll clear a spot so that position can fire at this point too as well.
Because you're going to be on the attack. I guarantee you, you're going to be on the defense and you're going to be on the attack. All right, so here's the rule. No, you may not crawl underneath it. It is concertina and it is buried into the ground. Yeah, if you can do a flying somersault over the top, go ahead and snap your neck. We'll get you to the hospital right away. You cannot slice it. You have to get I don't care if it's clippers, snips, or whatever, you got to go. 1, 2, 3. Pruning shears are totally fair. Yeah. But they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Okay.
Lastly, I would give a quick hip pocket class to the students on early warning trip devices for their defense.
All right, hey, everybody see? Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about these pews, all right? It's just an early warning device. There's several different devices out there. You can use a whole host of things. Mike already talked about a few. You know, like the cans, as simple as setting cans up on the, a wire with rocks in it. Who's the first guy down here?
I was.
Did you even see the trip wire set across?
I did.
No?
I stepped on it.
Well, yeah, but that was after the fact, right? He just ran down here and had no idea it was there, right? So, if that was an active cue, it would have gone off, right? And then you would have alerted to your guys' presence, okay? So I'm just going to show you an example of one, okay? So, like I said, there's many others. He got the air horn ones too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I was up here, they had the air horn one. This is just a homemade one that I have that, I put, portable, fits in a little kit, okay? But these are made with just, the old blue body grenade fuses, okay? So like practice grenades. And they're hollowed out, and everybody see this little nail right here? It's holding back the firing pin, all right? So in this kit, I've got the actual fuse itself. I've got the trip wire, which, did you even see the trip wire on the ground?
No.
No, right? Not probably till your foot got held up on it. All right. I've got 2 different types of nails here. I got a long nail, and then I've got a short nail. The short nail is to hold the firing pin back. Did you ever see that? Okay. So what happens is you hook the metal wire onto the nail here, and then when you guys come by, as long as it's secured tightly on the ground, onto the tree, okay? That gets pulled, this goes forward, it's going to strike these 12 gauge shotgun shell primers. There we go. All right. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the biggest pop in the world, but you think that sound's gonna travel at night?
Oh, yeah.
Or you think you're gonna hear that during the day in the defense? Okay.
Once the defense had been established, students would return back to the CMTC for a class on deliberate attack instructed by Matt Getters, who's the director of One Shepherd.
Just got in, get the mission out.
Yeah, you don't take it. You don't hold anything.
You don't hold the ground, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You use it, then you just throw it away.
Yeah. It's cheap.
Stop it, deal.
Sorry. Projecting. Okay.
Go ahead, sleep.
All right. So does that make sense?
The attack is usually terrain focused or asset focused. We might call it a monument, I think in
Following the period of instruction, students would then be divided up into two elements, one defending and one attacking. For this scenario, some of the green hat instructors, such as myself, would help fill in the defense so that more students could participate in the practical application of the deliberate attack.
Okay, so that's, yeah, that's your guys' job as soon as we get there. Everybody else is continuing to improve their position, so on and so forth. We're going to basically just administratively move out there since this is a stick plane, and we'll get started on it. Sound good? Awesome. All right, anybody have any questions, concerns? I do not know if we're going to get respawned, so if you die, wait your time so you can be searched, and then fall back just behind the command bunker, find our beautiful OC, and he'll tell you if you get to be alive again. Okay.
It wouldn't take long before the assaulting element began their deliberate attack. I was initially placed in the fighting position on the far southern flank of the defense. However, once the attack kicked off, it was clear that the assaulting force was moving their whole element down on our northern flank. The patrol leader then came to my fighting position and told our position to pick up and push down a creek to our south in order to prevent the enemy from flanking them on their northern end.
So I need you guys to push up this creek and repel anything on our north. All right. Oh. Go ahead, you lead. Go, keep going.
Once I pushed down, I immediately began seeing the enemy pushing south from the north in the tree line.
They got one KIA right next to them. Yeah. Oh, they don't know we're here. So get on the other side of this barbed wire fence, crawl up to the bushes, right? And we're gonna open up on them here in a minute, right? Don't shoot unless you have a target.
That's all.
All right. Right there, there they are. That's all of them. Get them, get them. Reloading. I'm up.
No problem, we've got 10 more rounds.
Right.
It's all moving.
Yeah, they're in the tree line right there. You have another mag?
No, we're issue 1. I can go draw fire. Want me to do that?
No, here. Don't shoot unless you have a shot, a clear shot, all right?
Gotcha.
Push down about 20 meters to my left, all right? And just set up, see if they start falling back or expose themselves, all right? Got him. Hey, get on beam, bud. You here? Hey. Hey, come here, come here. I think Come here. Okay. There can't be very many left. Straight across. Straight across. See that like tall grass over there? Yeah. Okay. I just killed one in that grass. I think there's one more there. He'll probably shoot here in a second. What I'm thinking, since you only got 4 rounds, is I will cover
After a
you,
long and intense
sprint
firefight, our
across,
defense is
and safety
ultimately
kill
able
him
to repel the
in
attack.
that grass. If
Following
they're
every
still there,
scenario
let's
at One
get
Shepherd,
confirmation
a
that he's
thorough
there, though.
debrief with cadre and all students from both sides is conducted.
If you guys would have called like that, I would not have seen you.
Did you guys have a reserve element over here once we crossed the creek?
No.
So
we took-
once you guys committed to over there, I moved my far right position back into there.
Okay, so that was, on
you also
you
have
guys,
admin
that
guys
was
that-
really good, because we got over here, we were starting to push, that stopped us cold. So that's a perfect example of having, if you guys had a reserve the whole time, that helps for us. If we came out this way, it came out that way. Our plan was to bypass this trench and just try to move in quick. So having that locked us down, that was great.
It was a little bit of a surprise to come down that hill and nobody was in that emplacement. I was like, oh, fuck, they're not here. So.
Okay, I got one last thing.
Quiet down.
Hey,
Listen.
one last thing. This guy here, he is awesome. He lost his PL, he lost his APL, and he took command of his element. And that's what, right before the fight ended, he manned the machine gun, he was calling out orders, he was asking for sit reps. Straight up, good job, man.
Do it.
All right, guys, so we're going to walk it back up. You'll dump your stuff, keep your rifles with you. We're going to have chow, but that is the deliberate attack portion. We're going to get a chance to do a night exercise here. Probably the same positions, I believe.
Yes.
But this is the most straightforward, but it's also the most, I think people are surprised by the nuance and the ebb and flow of an attack. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes.
Remember that cadence I talked about, that stupid little dice game? When is it going to go? Is it now? Are we committed? Are we going to go? I think you guys, to some extent, at least on this side, felt some of that pressure. I think that first shot really threw off the rhythm. You're like, oh, it's starting from back here. But it's not really starting from back here. So we got to make it start from earlier on, right?
So, and there would have been more flow and less ebb if I had, I feel like if I coordinated things and had more violence of action, there would have been,
Violence of action is always a good answer.
Overall, though, I was just surprised that we did as well as we did, because after we took the first casualty, I was like, fuck, this is going to be a bloodbath.
But that's that rhythm.
And I'm real proud of it.
You remember that?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
God, that was a long fight down that road.
Yeah, it was.
Brutal.
After the scenario, students would return back to the CMTC for a quick dinner and a re-outfit because they would almost immediately be hit with another frago for essentially the same scenario, but this time at night and with the teams rearranged. So this way, all students will experience both being on offense and defense, as well as operating both in a day and nighttime environment. The defense was subsequently pushed out to reoccupy their positions, and those that were on offense stayed at the CMTC to conduct rock walks and rehearsals in preparations for their attack.
On the other LSW will be Pang.
You're going to have some, but I'm not going to rub everything because it's going to be pitch black. But what I'm concerned is if they pop flares, if they use flashlights.
Oh, like shining stuff?
Oh, yeah, they're on. We don't want light. We're attacking. That's why we want darkness or smoke grenades during the day, right? But they want light. So they're going to pop flares and do anything they can to light up the kill zone so they can catch us. We're not going to let
Oh, yeah, not quite sure.
First off, because it's rude to defeat your teacher. So
Is it all right if I put an empty mag?
yeah.
All right.
Point. In the show shot. Raise your hand if you're in the support team. The support team, 4 guys up front, that's where they are. Raise your hand if you're immediately behind the support team. Oh, that's where your PL is. The PL is right here. Then Mark's got Alpha team, raise your hand if you're Alpha team. Raise your hand if you're Bravo team. Justin's pulling up the drag. Les will probably be following behind you, okay? He'll be following behind you because he's the OC. So that's the order of march. We're going to be moving this way, right? Okay. That's west, right? We're going to be dropped off. We're going to be moving west. We're going to have a tree line up there to the north, but we don't give a shit about that. We're going to grab this tree line. We're going to go real close. Get it? So we're moving this way to the west. So now we start. Everybody grab gear. And let's just real slow. Step off. Kick off. Just move. Nice and slow. It's pitch black. Keep hugging the tree. Hug the tree. Oh wait, some jackass way up there fires a flare. What do we do? Oh, flare. Stop it. Yep. Hug the ground, hug the ground, hug the ground. We'll go low. Okay, that's good. Flare's gone. They're just laughing and fiddle fucking around. Okay. We stand back up. We come back online, grab it. We keep walking. Walking nice and slow. Man, there's no reason to like break a sweat.
We're not going to poke our eyes out here. We're not going to do any of that shit. We're just quietly going. And we're going to have 100% accountability because if it's this damn dark, we're going to actually be having a hold of each other. Okay? Nice and slow. Okay, so we're going to get 400 meters. Now, old Sean's point man up there comes up to a fence and he goes, hey, that's a fence. I don't care if he tripped a pew or whatever. We're just going to take it and wait for them to go get quiet again. If they're not charging us, no problem. And if they're coming out for us in the creek bed, that's great. We're going to bypass them. And if they come out into the open field, great. They gave up all their advantages and now we're toe-to-toe with them, right? Okay, so they're not going to come out, all right? So, all right, so he gets to the wire and he's like, hey, let's snip this wire. Snip, 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 snip. Now his team comes through the wire. I'm going to move here, move through, and he's going to put best he can into the, push them into the tree line a little bit so they don't get killed, his LSWs. In the next LSW. And you're going to position yourself about behind them, Sean. Yep. And you're going to take Anchetta, you're going to push Anchetta a little bit into the trees so that he can use his nods to keep those guys at bay. Now look what's happening. I want you to take a look at the LSWs. What are they doing? They're shooting right there towards the center. They're shooting up those positions, right? I'm at the wire. There's a breach right in front of me. All right? And I'll give him some signal and he'll open up fire. Bang, bang, bang. Or maybe I won't. If these guys are just clueless, if they're still not aware we're even here and we breached the wire, I'm going to run. But either way, he's going to hold it there and Chetta's going to hold him at bay. You see, we do have some support. From this point on, speed is our security. And so we're going to go. I'm going to start running. You don't have to hold on to each other anymore. You grab your weapon. I'm going to say, you guys ready? You guys ready? Follow me. And then I'm going to run. I'm going to take off running. And we might be under fire at this point, or we might just be running like madmen. And then they go, oh my God, here they are. Pop, 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 pop. And I'm going to jump into the, whoa, I am in the tree line, right? So you guys go that way. You guys go that way. No, guys, here's the creek.
Oh, go down the creek?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So there you go. Stop. You're fighting that position there. You guys just hold up, fight that position, hold it. You guys go clear that way, clear that way. You fight that position, bang, 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 you kill those guys, bang, 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 you kill those guys. You guys are down in the creek. You guys are giving us a base of fire. Bang, 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 they kill those guys. You guys, once you're up, you feel like you've run them off, come on back. Come on back. And when you come to me, what I'm going to do is have you turn around and give us security that way, but I want you to come all the way here. At this point, are you watching this, Dalton? At this point, when it comes to this, and I've got security, and we feel like we've killed them that way, and we're suppressing them this way, I'm going to say, Dalton, get your happy ass over here. And we're going to give you a base of fire, and all four of you guys are going to give up the ghost over there. And you're going to run through. You're going to join us. Cool. And now, once you're in here with me, I'm going to tell them, Mark, let's get in a fight. And you're going to go down here, and you're going to start clearing everything we can possibly clear, at least to that bunker. Okay? If you need the LSW support, you will probably step off this way, not that way. You guys will step off and get a good L-shaped fire. You hear me? Kill zone. Boom, boom, boom.
After a couple hours, the assault force made their move. They breached the wire undetected. The attack that night was pretty violent and pretty close quarters. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get much footage of it, but as you can see from this footage I obtained from Les, who was the OC on the assault element, it was pretty intense. Once again, following this scenario, a thorough debrief was conducted with all cadre and students.
Okay. And then once we make contact with the enemy, or we heard contact from our men, we were to run back to our position, which was, yes, right there.
Okay. So Bravo was, by design, left empty because it was up there. But all the other positions were occupied. And on contact, either you guys hold it out here and do what you can, or run back. Okay. Did anyone else have a different understanding of that?
The next morning started off early with the traditional 2-mile ruck march. The whole purpose of the ruck march is to give the students the ability to see how their gear and pack jive on their body while moving. Remember, during an upcoming field training exercise, you'll be moving and living out of your ruck for 3 days, so it's better to identify any problems with gear beforehand.
Should wear a little bit better? How's that feel? Does it feel like it's like not like that anymore. All right, they're my shoulders. Yeah.
Here's some video from Les talking to Dr. Chris Larson on why One Shepherd conducts ruck marches.
While we're ruck marching, let's talk about why One Shepherd thinks ruck marching is important.
It's not. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. Well, ruck marching is it's important for several things. This is a nice light one, and what we're doing is simply doing a gut check for our gear. Until you put that gear on, you don't know what's going on with it. You think it fits because you stood in front of the mirror. That's a good test, but this is the real test. Does it start to rub the shit out of you at places? What do you have to adjust in terms of weight? And so there's like a pragmatic side of it. Beyond that, it's great exercise. So you've got that. It's a good way to get out and get that blood flowing. And let's be honest, if you're going to come to, FTX or SimX, things like that, you're going to do a lot of walking. People say, hey, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I say, well, walk a lot and with heavy stuff. But beyond that, of course, getting up and getting off of the ground rapidly, going to the ground and getting up off of the ground is probably your next most important thing. Lastly, I think it's a camaraderie thing. It really is. You get out there in a beautiful morning, watch the sunrise with all the guys you care about, and you hump down the road. So definitely some unit cohesiveness and things like that.
Outstanding.
Upon completion of the ruck march, we would do a little post-hike stretching, followed by morning chow, and then a period of instruction on screen operations.
Ready? Stretch. One. One. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6.
Feeling good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Awesome. My name is Mike Bates. I'm a black hat instructor here. I've been doing One Shepherd for about 6 years. It's been a wild ride. Get to learn a lot of different things here. Mike Klein, he's my assistant instructor here. He'll be helping me out with this topic here. So we're going to be talking about screening operations. And your field of fire is like this. Your defensive line can engage these areas. You don't know what's on the other side of that tree line. So what you're going to do is, Battle Commander is going to set in a screen up here to expand his battle space out so he can see beyond these areas. So they're looking out like this. So they can see further because these are blind spots. All right?
Following the class, students would once again be divided up into two teams, one on offense and one on defense. The purpose of this exercise is to give the students experience in actually conducting screen operations.
And to prepare to withdraw all assets from that line no later than.
Also remember that One Shepherd is a leadership institute. As you go through the program, you are provided with more and more exposure to a leadership position. One Shepherd offers an unparalleled training environment that offers a safe place for developing leaders to fail.
Obstacles.
Here we see one of the students who's been through several semesters at One Shepherd assigned as the patrol leader in establishing the defense and conducting screen operations.
We're taking a chat out. So at 10:45 we're gonna full wire. Yeah. All right. So you two are strategic recruit. Just stick back and recruit. What happens if there's contact and stuff? What do you want us to do? You want us to wait until you give an order? Yeah. All right.
CP, reserve unit to CP, how copy?
Correction. Charlie, November, Barry, over.
I copy Charlie, November. Berry. Over.
This is the assault element. They were tasked with assaulting the defense occupied by the other team. The benefit they have is everyone in this group knows the exact layout of the defense as they help set it up.
Element will go behind. Depending upon the terrain, we want to be about maybe 30 feet, 50 meters at the most away from each other. That way we can provide support to whatever element might need it.
Roger.
I do want mostly two things. First one is information from whoever sees what, and then that allows me to make a decision. If you can find a small screening in front of you, and you are able, smoke them, kill them.
Roger.
Roger. And then that will alert that we're there, but they don't know what exactly where from, so they don't know this position. We will try to assault them from the back because, as Ken mentioned, those positions are designed to be well defended from the front, from the field.
From the south north, is that what we want?
Yeah. That's what we need to decide right now.
So we can either go following the woods, or we can really quickly get to here and then follow the woods here.
The defense was also given a hard time on tearing down their obstacles and departing the area. This was definitely a clever way for one shepherd to incorporate cleaning up the area into the mission. Just before the drop dead time was about to hit, the assault element made their move, striking the defense from behind.
Take your hats off!
Hats off!
Die in place!
Moving!
Covering!
Four of them.
Guy on the ground right there, 20 meters running across the field! Yeah, he's laying down in the field! 50 meters! You're done! I got you, dude! Take your hat off!
That was what's out here last year. What? Where's this down? Down in the creek.
There's one in the tree! Behind the Jeep, 25 meters!
CCP on me!
Are we going to give them these responses? No.
Keep your hats off if you're dead.
Hey Les, no response.
Index! Index! Index!
Index!
Following the exercise, the students would return back to the CMTC for afternoon chow and one final act of the STX, which was a practical application with pugil sticks that build upon the bayonet techniques the students had learned during the bayonet training that was done for morning PT on the first few days of training.
All right. Position of attention. Bring your salute. Follow me. On guard. Attack.
Step back!
On the shoulder.
Well, that's it, guys. That concludes part 1 over the situational training exercise. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in more One Shepherd content, I've documented my experience with the program pretty thoroughly on my channel. Stay tuned for part 2, which will cover the final field training exercise, which is the final culminating event at every One Shepherd semester. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment.
You're out, you got you.